Alright, what's on the secret plans for today? Books, art, quest threads. What the hell is that doing in here? This isn't the right timeline. Recording, more recording, or... Oh. Today? Really? Hello everyone, I'm your wonderful host Fontelman and welcome back to War Thunder. Well, it's been a while here, hasn't it folks? A lot of you may actually remember me from doing War Thunder videos on my other channel in the first place, so... Yeah, I know it's been kind of strange not having me playing the game for a long time, but I've been busy with a lot of other things. But today, the update that brought us the Italian tree has finally come out, so I have a reason to actually play the game now, and I'm also considering Grindfest for certain other things. But before we get into any other stuff with that, we're gonna be playing, well, what we can play for the Italian aircraft tree, because Gajin's doing that thing again, where they release a thing, but they're not actually releasing the thing. So, while we do have a full Italian tech tree here, all the way up to jet aircraft, and the G91, Gina, such a lovely name for a very, 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 very lovely looking aircraft. As we can see here. That's a damn jet. Honestly, that's probably one of the most attractive planes in the fucking game. But, as nice as that is, unfortunately, I can only play the reserve aircraft right now, unless I want to fork down shekels to become a tester. And even then, since it's the first day, I don't actually even know if there are any additional aircraft for testers to play right now. So before I throw money at the machine in order to play my spaghetti planes, we're just gonna sit and wait and watch what happens. But, so what we're going to be doing today is, I think what we're going to do is... We're gonna go play arcade, and I know it's arcade, but we're gonna play the reserve aircraft in arcade, and then what I'm probably gonna do is take the BA-65, which is a fairly sturdy-looking aircraft, even with, that's a very interesting cockpit you've got there. But I'm probably gonna take this little bucket into a realistic battle, because it seems like it might actually accomplish something in a realistic battle, other than the fucking biplanes. But... So, without further ado, let's spread our wings here and see what the Italians have to offer us. Well, it's arcade, but at least it's fast. Ground strike, light vehicles. Okay, well, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Chaos Pit. Excuse me, I'm just preparing before we go in straight into hell. So... What we have is the CR-32s and the BA-65. We're going to play both CR-2s first. Oh, CR-32s first, sorry. And their specialty right now, well, is that they have 50 cals. Which is absolutely fantastic for a reserve plane. However, they're Italian 50 cals. So, they're kind of shit. Or at least, last time I played them, they were kind of shit. They can be kind of strange... in terms of effectiveness being very, very variable, but however, their velocity is actually terrible, and really they can't do a damn thing. I'm assuming with A-Pit they might be able to accomplish something with, you know, the armor-piercing incendiary, but we only have the default belts. Actually, I think that's the only thing that... Yeah, well, that's the only thing I have for any of these planes. But enough yakking by me, let's play the fucking game! Okay. So... right off the bat, we're fighting rank 1 and reserve planes, which, well, might go badly for us, but let's try and avoid the hell ball over there and see if we can actually pick up some kills. I haven't played War Thunder in a while, but I remember generally how arcade goes. How arcade goes is you avoid the massive furballs, and you just sort of swing around and attempt to do something productive. Now... looks like we've got people diving over here, so let's see if we can get on here without being immediately centered out. That's a Stuka. Let's go after the Stuka. Since he's at the highest level. Remember, top down, folks. Even in arcade, there's still some sensibility left. Unfortunately, I cannot actually catch the fucking Stuka. Well, now I can catch him. Okay, up and around. And then back down again, but now I'm going into a furball with 3 other fucking planes here. So, let's hope we can actually knock this guy. Okay. He just upped and died. Fine, whatever. It's not like I wanted to kill anyway. Hey. I'm trying to be very wary of that fucking turret. Excuse me. Excuse me! You oily scream. Somewhat realistic. Okay, so, well, now that we didn't accomplish fucking anything for that little engagement, let's try and, well, we're being drawn into the bloodbath. Let's try and see if we can actually nab a kill, but you see this is absolutely fucking chaotic. Welcome to arcade, this is why no one plays fucking arcade. Well, he's dead. What's that? Okay, that's another BA-65. Uh-oh. Ow, 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 7.62. Ow, 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 ow. Or sorry, 7.7. You know, I'd like to kill someone without my entire team getting in my fucking way, please. I put enough rounds into him, I'm probably gonna get the kill, or at least the assist. That's a Hurricane. Oh, good! I was a dirty, rotten team, oh, a dirty, rotten kill stealer. Well, it's arcade. No one cares, and honestly, you have to fight for everything. Britbong, stand still. Oh, there we go. Alright, fine, good. That was an honest kill, even though we had to fight our fucking team in order to get it. Okay, so. What's left, aside from the Hurricane in a flat spin? Okay, another BA-65. Those things seem oddly durable, but it doesn't seem like you really want to go directly into the line of fire with any of that shit, which is not terribly surprising because, haha, ground attack plane, single 7.7 defensive gun. Yeah, that's not gonna do anything. Believe me, I'm a ground attack pilot. I know. A single 30 cal in the back of the plane is not going to fucking save your life. You need at least a 50 to be somewhat threatening. Excuse me. Excuse me. Excuse me. Excuse me. Fine, whatever. Come here, Falco. Fucking. What killed him? Another CR4? Where? Oh, well, that guy probably. Right? No, it wasn't him. Oh, fuck it. Okay, so... trying not to accidentally shoot my teammates. Aha! Good. Pilot knocked out. Aha! Good! Look at me fucking go. Alright, let's get this, this pea shooter over here. You know, this somewhat reminds me that one of my first jam planes in this game was the G50. Even though, back then, Italian 50 cals were extraordinarily useless. However, I got into the habit of knocking pilots out. I used to make a joke, I used to make a joke out of calling myself local anesthetic, because I was knocking pilots out. You see, you get it? You get... Alright, fine, let me get back to killing people before I get killed by the fucking pea shooter. It seems like my engine got knocked out, though. I might be dead in the water here. It's getting awfully quiet in this plane. Stand fucking still! Good. Well, at least they've got the mass. Alright, so this is actually somewhat extraordinary for arcade. The fact that I haven't fucking died once yet, but it seems like I'm getting to that point. As you can see, this is basically just a murder house. This is usually why no one plays arcade. And the other reason is the fact that you get really, really just kind of mediocre to non-existent rewards from playing arcade. But, well, playing Reserve Arcade, or Reserve and Arrow 1 Arcade is, well, perfectly valid for new players, and is also a very entertaining, a very entertaining distraction, occasionally. However, don't expect anything shocking or amazing out of it. And if there is anything shocking or amazing, no one's really going to care because it's fucking arcade, you pleb. Get the... Come on. Ah! I gotta wait 18 seconds. Uh-oh. This might be my doom. Oh, wait, nope. Ha-ha! Screw you, the game's over! Alright, so, well, I was expecting to need to fly more of the planes, but apparently I just got away with that. Whoop-de-fucking-do. Alright, well, we also got belts for the CR-32 Quarter. And I'm pretty sure I basically just have enough to research, well, not everything, but, you know, most of the things. It's not like any of these upgrades actually matter in arcade, though. But we do have belts. We do have the 8-pit belts now. And, oh, well, okay, let's see what we got here. Got Universal. What's the magic yellow bullet here? Let's see. AP, Armor-Piercing Incendiary. Immediate Action Incendiary, which is just like a sparkler bullet, which might actually be effective down here, but don't count on that kind of shit. Armor-Piercing Incendiary Tracer, which is just, it glows very nice and hot. And Incendiary Bullets, which are actually somewhat useful, you know, slightly more useful than Immediate Action Incendiary. And we have Air Targets, which is just Tracers, API, and Immediate Actions. And then the Tracer Belt itself, and then the Stealth Belt, which is just Armor-Piercing and Immediate Action. Really universal. But then again, yeah, because at least it gets rid of the practice bullets. But, it's probably a catch-up between Universal, depending on how good the Incendiary Bullets are, and just straight-up air targets, because you just pump out as many rounds. But I suppose having an Armor-Piercing bullet in there wouldn't hurt. But let's go in for another one, and then attempt to see how long we can go before we actually are forced to fly the other two planes in our hangar. Okay. Alright, let's get out there. Wait, right, yes, it is Universal. Okay, good. Sometimes I do that, and I really, really hate myself when I do that. I wanted to select something, and then I immediately press battle on instinct without actually doing it. I'm an efficient machine. At least in War Thunder. There are so many things that I do not care about, and I miss. However, I like to think I'm slightly above average at the game. Not that arcade is going to demonstrate that in any capacity. That's a BF-110, though. And a Chaika. This is bad. I don't like this. I'm gonna fly in a circle and let everyone else die immediately, and then we're gonna sick the BF-110 because, well, really, fuck everybody else. Okay. So, we're gonna attempt to avoid the lion's share of the enemies and get above the BF-110. But the CO fucking 202, it wants us dead. So we're gonna have to fight him, even though, Jesus fucking Christ. Aha! Arcade flight model! Ow! Well, we died. Amazing. Alright, well now we get to fly the other fucking planes. Let's try the other CR-32, even though it's basically the same fucking plane. Oh, with a nice aluminum finish. Well, at least I got the kill credit for that. The 110 is still out there. Okay. It's basically a crapshoot down there. So, where is the rest of my team? Mostly dead, right. Silly Fonto relying on his team to do anything in arcade. This is basically just a score attack. But it seems like this guy's hanging around at level out there. Oh, hey! That's the BRDR. So they do have actual other planes to play for testers, huh? Well, too bad. You're a fucking funeral pyre now. That's what you get for attempting to play bombers in arcade, you fool! You foolish fool! Don't retread my mistakes! Seems like the spaghetti plane is actually somewhat fireproof. However, this isn't going to save him for very long. However, he's got my number with those guns. Nobody else has actually noticed me. Well, he's awfully durable. He's just kind of unproductive durable. He's going to die, but he's not really actually accomplishing anything. He's just kind of being very annoying to kill. But this looks like a death spiral, a very slow one. I'm gonna assume that his tail doesn't work anymore, and I probably killed basically all of his gunners. Yeah, he's going into the ground. Let's see how long it takes to actually kill. Yep, there you go. Alright, so that bomber is, well, not exactly anything to write home about. Good thing we didn't spend money ahead of time. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. I'm out of ammunition! Duh! Evasive maneuvers, hold Q and then look around! Duh! Duh! Too close to the ground! Good. Well, joke's on you. Now we get to actually fly a plane that's actually different. Okay. So, the BA-65 has, well, 7.7 front guns and 50 cals in the front. So, considerably more Italian brand firepower. And we also have that pitiful defensive gun back there, just in case we wanted to, I don't know, make ourselves feel better. Win a moral victory against planes behind us. Okay, so, well, let's mop up here since this looks like the tail end of the battle. Hello, sir. Goodbye, sir. You see, that's about as much firepower as I expected to have. It's not exactly a fucking Chaika, but it gets the job done. Uh-oh. Nice ping! Arcade flight model! Huzzah! Do it again! Okay, he's dead.
Take him down.
Okay, so. Ooh, that's a good one. Well, you get into the cockpit, and, well, you don't really need much. Bullet's a bullet at the end of the day. You just need to actually get through whatever the hell the plane is made out of. Something is behind me. And also, nice desync. Uh-oh, I'm on fire. But it doesn't matter! I'm already become incorporeal. Okay, so, well, we played arcade. Amazing. Well, let's go into realistic battles to see what happens when we actually attempt to play the video game somewhat seriously. Now, evidently, if you have tester status, you can get the BRDR, which is a very interesting plane. Aside from the fact that it died almost immediately. I like those back guns, though. You got a dual 7.7 mount, and, you know, the it's not dorsal. Dorsal is above. Ventral, that's the term. Ventral machine gun. However, it's probably not as good as, what is it, the SB2. It's been a while, but that's one of my favorite jam planes in arcade, because it doesn't fucking care about anything. So, you might be able to get away with that in realistic battle, and also, ooh, well, 800 kilogram bombs. That's actually fairly respectable for a rank 1 bomber. Not bad, BRDR. Not bad at all. But, yeah, that's not gonna get you anywhere in arcade. But let's take the BA-65 into realistic battles and see what we can manage with this. You know, if we actually get a realistic battle, but then again, there are 164 players waiting in queue. I don't think it'll be very long. At least it'll be rank 1. Or, well, era 1. And so it'll probably be easy. There'll probably be a lot of soft targets to chew on. And since we have 50 cals, I'm not exactly sure about any penetration values concerning the Italian Brettas. But I'm gonna assume they're not M2 Brownings. And so we're not going to be able to kill literally everything we come across. But you know what? We might be able to. So this is why we got to try and experiment. Because they screw with the ballistics in literally every single patch and make certain ground attack planes. Because remember, I'm a ground attack player. I need to know what kind of guns can kill things. So I need to figure out exactly the smallest gun needed to kill things. Which, for the most part, is 50 cals. You can take out a light pillbox with 50 cals. If you do that, you can rake up serious money on most of the ground attack missions. You see, I'm a specialist in this regard, so I gotta know these things in order to actually accomplish something without killing myself. Any fucking day now, video game. Jesus, you got enough people in there. Yeah, 140 and... Yeah, well, that explains why we can't get a fucking game. Everyone's trying to play the goddamn Italians. There are plenty of Italians waiting around, but not anyone else. We might be fighting the Americans. But it depends on what kind of missions we have available. We're going to be playing on basically any server. Or, yeah, any region that we can get a game in. So, wait. Ah, okay, good, fantastic. Port Moresby. Oh, it's a mixed battle, and we're fighting. Actually, no, it's a mixed battle. So we would be fighting the Japanese, but it's a mixed battle, so nothing makes sense anymore. Minimum load is 46 minutes of fuel. That's a lot of flammable gas on this plane, Italy. I don't necessarily think I like that, and also the gun spacing was a little bit too far apart from me, so I'm gonna take 300-meter targeting distance. So let's see what we can manage here. I absolutely hate wing-mounted guns. You need either nose or wing root-mounted guns in order to really have any sort of general effectiveness with lots of weapons. Then again, most planes compensate for that by, well, having fuckloads of cannons and just, well, being something like the Hurricane, where there are enough bullets flying out of the wings that it doesn't matter. But let's see here. So, what a surprise, mostly Italians. See, we got lots of light vehicles that we're just gonna go in and shoot up, because we chew up light vehicles. But let's see here, we've got a couple of, well, 3 dots on the horizon. And they're also Italians! Well, I suppose on the first day of the update, because everyone wants to play Italy, Italy is going to have itself an imaginary civil war. In the middle of the Pacific Islands. So then again, this doesn't seem terribly surprising given Gajin's penchant for alternate history maps. Okay, so that guy's going that way. This guy's going this way. Just gonna try and really quickly here. Okay. Alright, that's one. Let's roll over really quickly and make sure that no one is actually behind us. And it seems like, well, it seems like our only distraction in the area, I mean teammate, is now dead. So we have to kind of hustle here. Yeah, you jam shift and fucking control. Okay. But now our engine's hit, so now we got a problem. Okay, well, he's fucking dead. Alright. Uh-oh. Ow, 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 ow. Ah! Dead! Well. The biplane got on our ass. Oh, well. We went a little too arcade in there. We got 2 kills, but, well, that's not what we're here for. So, well, that's the unfortunate reality of realistic battles. One and done. Oh, well. Let's hop back to the hangar and see if we can get another one really quick. She's not exactly a fast plane. Or a well-defended plane. So, well, it's kind of garbage in terms of ground attack capability. You have lots of guns, though. So let's see if we can take the plane somewhere where it's not going to get immediately killed. Oh, well, that was fast. Good, the matchmaker broke. Oh, hey, cock and gull! It's been fucking forever. Jesus Christ. I haven't seen this map in an age and a half. I'm getting, you know, all nice, warm, fuzzy flashbacks to the TU-2 and frontal aviation. Oh my goodness. Let's see if we can, well, as you can see, all of the nice ground attack units are just sort of right in front of the enemy airfield! So, we're gonna have to do a little bit of evasive flying here. Okay, so, once again, mostly Italian aircraft. What's the cockpit of this fucking thing like? Yeah, this is pretty esoteric, Italy. Not gonna lie. It's kind of comfy, though. I don't really feel terribly safe in it because of all the exposed piping. Doesn't seem very solid. If you cover that up, it probably might be better. But, seems alright. That's the thing I've heard about Italian aircraft, though. Or Italian aircraft design. They never really got canopies right through the entire war for some fucking reason. No idea why. So I'm expecting to see really odd creations from Italy concerning their canopies. Like this wonderful polygonal construction we've got here. Okay, so. Also, I would use internal view more if I had something like an Oculus Rift. Then I'd just play this just because. The main issue with this is, honestly, it's such an astounding limiter in terms of... Oh, there's a plane down there. But like I was saying, an astounding limiter of field of view and situational awareness that I can't really sit in here. I have to hold C in order to look around, and that means I can't fly the fucking plane. Whereas, in third person, bigger view. But this is obvious. Should be obvious to anybody who, you know, plays any game with first-person and third-person views. The situational awareness afforded by the third-person view is always going to be superior to just the first person. But maybe one day we can dream about this. About flying planes in first person. And being extraordinarily comfy. Let's see here. What's this black dot we've got down here? It's the BRDR again. Interesting. Okay, so we've got a couple of those things flying around. Well, let's see if we can remove this guy. Because unfortunately, he made the mistake of attempting to play the ground attack while I was playing ground attack. Okay. Backing off. I think I may have actually hit a... What is going on here? Excuse me, thank you. I think I may have knocked out his turret. He seems to be trying to evade, but nope, they're still there. Come on, get in the engines. Come on. Gag! Well, my engine's hit now. Alright, looks like we're going back to base after this. Also, my pilot got hit, but it looks like he's flying into the ground now. Okay. However, we've also got a pursuing plane flying at us. That's not good. Is the engine decreasing in power output? It doesn't have WEP, so I can't really abuse it. The oil temperature seems fine. The engine temperature is actually somewhat increasing, but that also isn't terribly shocking. It's increasing very slowly. We should be okay. The pilot's got a bullet wound in his shoulder, but he's fine. He's a rough and tumble Italian. Also, apparently, the official name of the pilot for Italian aircraft, based on the model, according to Gajin, is Mario. So, Mario can take a hit. Okay, so what do we got here? We got light vehicles, light tanks, armored cars. So, assuming we can get the fuck over there, well, it looks like my engine is actually, you know, the heat is getting a bit hot. But it doesn't seem like, we'll make it. We'll get something done. Our team's probably going to win based on the casualty readouts. So we're just going to lawnmower here and attempt to stay out of sight. 5 kilometers to target. We're just going to buzz the convoy, pick up a couple of nice soft target kills, come home with a little bit of money, and then go about our business. Yes, the enemy has taken the initiative with taking severe losses. Taking the initiative on disengaging, maybe? They've made the decision to pull back out of the fight, maybe? But it looks like we're far and away from the actual fight, so we're gonna have a pretty clear avenue to basically rake the ground targets. Hopefully there isn't any AA. But I wouldn't put it past this map, because if I remember correctly, well, unless they removed all of the AA trucks, which were absolutely fucking murderous, we might have to run into some serious flak. But it doesn't look like... Yeah, it doesn't really look like there's any AA over here. Oh, there's one. Okay, so those go first. Okay. Look at all the little BT-7s. Remove. Hi, guys! Oh, that's 20 millimeter. Oh, that's an armored car. Excuse me, coming through. I'm a working man here, I'm getting my wage. Uh-oh, that's AA.
Engaging the enemy.
Okay, that's 20 millimeter AA too. We gotta be careful about that shit. Okay, that's fixed in place AA. We don't gotta go near that though. So we're just gonna avoid that shit and take another swipe at the lead convoy. Let's see if we can take out tanks with a stock belt. My initial assertion is probably no. Wait, that's a T-28. Maybe BT. Not sure. Hey! Look at that! Wait, that's a T-34. What the fuck? They all kind of look the same up from the air, but no, that's not a BT-7.
Returning to the airfield.
But I can take out tanks with this, which is good. That means we're actually going to make something resembling money. Okay, so the armored cars, we can kind of ignore the machine guns on the armored cars. But now that we know all of that, we can just kind of dive in here, take out the AA vehicle over here. Be very ginger with our ammunition supply. What the fuck is that? Oh, that is a BT. Okay. Uh-oh. We may have attracted attention. Yes, we have attracted attention. Alright, you want to go head on? We'll go head on. I don't think my engine's gonna manage it, though. What are you doing? Well, he's got the altitude advantage, so I can't do anything to him, but it looks like we're gonna have to fight with him. Okay. Alright, let's see if I can still man a secondary gun. Nope. That's what I said. That's what I keep saying. A single 7.7 is not gonna save your fucking life. Never in a million fucking years, even against biplanes. They do not work like that. That's why I kind of cringe when I see ground attack planes with only one defensive gun, and it's just a 30 cal. That's nothing. And also with hilariously limited fields of fire, unless it's like a fucking Shikaz or something. You're probably never gonna actually do anything. But, well, we got our fill of ground targets. And there are only 2 enemy planes left, so I suppose we can wait around and see. Seems like it's gonna take our teammates a little bit of a... They're gonna have to take a little bit of a drive to get over there. But we made pretty good money on those ground attacks. We can take out light tanks. It'll probably be even more efficient if I have something resembling AP. And we'll probably have won that out of this. So, well, at least this thing is somewhat okay at ground attack. Which is good, because it seems like the entire Italian tree seems to be sort of touted as a ground attack-based aircraft tree. With the, even with their endgame fighter having, well, rocket pods with 32 rockets. Which interests me as a ground attack player, however, not exactly sure what rockets will do. I'd rather have cannons, since they're, well, easier to manage, but at Era 5, the targets you're going to be hitting are, well, they're not exactly, they're not exactly made of glass, so cannons become somewhat worthless, but you've all seen what the Duck can do at its tier. But we also have the P108A with the 102mm field gun in the nose, so at least we'll have things like that. So, all in all, it seems like the tree is, well, as they've said, spec'd out for ground attack, and they do have a couple of oddities. However, I haven't necessarily decided exactly if it's, well, worth it or practical as a ground attack pilot. Because, you know, sometimes they say shit, and then when you actually play it in game, it doesn't actually work like that at all. So it seems like this BF-109 is just kind of screwing around. They seem to be descending on the last enemy plane, which they're going to have to fly through the base AA in order to get. And it seems like this guy's already taken, well, massive amounts of shit from the base AA. Black is thick, sir. This guy looks like he's barely going to make it back to the base. I believe in you, sir. You can handle it. Okay, so what's the 109 gonna do here? Because he's probably the only reputable person I would trust with murdering a biplane on the runway. But it looks like he's just gonna dick around, too. He's over there, you know. You could get him if you really try. Well, you're gonna pick at AA? Alright, fine. You go do that. You go get more points. It's a reserve, it's a Era 1 and reserve realistic battle. You're probably poor. Not everyone can scarf up delicious light tanks and light pillboxes. However, the enemy that you're trying to kill is way back there, so, Is he going to make it, ladies and gentlemen? Where is he in comparison to the base? I believe that is the airfield right over the horizon, and I cannot see the map. There is the... Yeah, no, he's going to make it. Good. Or it looks kind of chancy. That's probably a bad spot to turn off your engine. But then again, it may have just turned off by itself. Okay. Well, there he's on the ground, folks. He's made it back to the base, unlike us. But unfortunately, our plane is not blessed with cockpit armor or effective defensive armament. As is the case with most Era 1 attack aircraft and bombers. So, you won. You see that the CR-32 is right behind you. What are you gonna do about it? Okay. He's turning around. It's kind of a sloppy turn, but really all he has to do is head on, and he's not actually going to turn directly towards the enemy that is speeding towards him. Okay, now he notices. He's making another incredibly sloppy turn. His wing is somewhat damaged, so that might be affecting it. Okay, so apparently he's gonna go vertical? No, he's just, well, somewhat vertical. What is he doing? You're gonna die. And now the biplane is on your ass. Dive and run away. But then again, he seems to be about the same speed. I see a little bit of damage on his flap and wing, so I'm assuming that is the cause for his erratic maneuvers. And he has broken off contact. They look like they're rearming, Jack, so it's on you to kill the single last remaining Italian. Can you do it? Can you, in fact, destroy the Comedy Air Force?
Attack the enemy! Returning to the base!
Or you're just gonna drag the game out more by flying away. Okay. Okay. Well, Duca, you're rearmed. You're repaired. Now's your time to shine. Sun's going down, Duca. It's already at the horizon. Your chances are slipping away. Well, this is going to be a strange ending scenario, I suppose. Well, the CR-32 is definitely giving all of the planes a chase. However, what's going to happen afterwards, I have no idea. He may just fly into the AA and be done with it. Okay. Our other CR-32 friend has landed with a dead engine. Good on him. Let's see. Let's hope that he is not as asleep at the wheel as Duke. Okay. Okay, so basically all three planes are going to be on the runway now, and the CR-32 is going to be above the runway. So,
Let's keep the pressure on. Victory.
Attempting to land with an enemy plane pursuing you like that. I know it's Era 1, but, this could be bad. Okay, so he knows about using the recoil from his guns to slow him down on the runway. So this guy's obviously not all retarded. However, that's a really bad spot. And if that CR2 doesn't get immediately nailed by AA, he's going to die. Okay, at least the other guy is unconscious. The AA is starting to crackle at the planes. Okay, Duke was waiting for moral support in order to take off. However, these planes are the same speed, so they will never actually catch anyone else. Well, they will never actually catch each other. So, this is going to be an interesting thing. Our only hope is the 109. This looks like a pretty decisive fight, you know, assuming we actually get into the fight. Which it seems like he's turning around. Yeah, he's turning around. Alright, fine. At least this man's a sportsman. At least he's not going to make us wait an hour. Just turn into him and head on him. You have the frontal armament to do that. Like Duca. Come on, Duca, get him. Get him! Well, Duca's smoking.
Just keep it up, and victory will be ours.
There you go. Alright then. That was a really roundabout way of fucking doing it, but there you go. Good game, folks. Let's see what we picked up as a reward. You know, as soon as the game ends. Any day now. Okay, so we came in second because we died. We made an okay amount of experience, I suppose. For a reserve plane, that's pretty good. We basically just unlocked everything on the plane now, I believe. We should have enough. Right. Turret, defensive, bombs. We're not really gonna need the bombs, but okay. So not everything, but good enough. Well, where's the AP? There's penetration. The armor penetration, apparently, of this belt is the same as the AP round belt, which is somewhat unsurprising, but I suppose makes sense. 18 millimeters, which is actually pretty good, I suppose. Not exactly sure how I'm gonna manage to use it, but it seems like, you know, then in that case, air targets is the best belt. Armored targets, universal, because we're not exactly worrying about penetrating the targets, we're worrying about setting them on fire. Tracers, universal, you're not gonna pen anything important with 7.7 ammunition, so it doesn't really actually matter. But I suppose the stealth belt would be interesting. But universal has basically the same thing with one tracer bullet in there. So that's about that. The bombs are completely irrelevant, but we'll take them anyway just in case. We don't have a bomb site, so really there's almost nothing to use them on. But oh well. I suppose that'll wrap it up for me today. I really wish there was more to play here. But, well, you know Gajin. Unless you throw money at them, you can't play all of them new and amazing things. I think I'm going to come back into playing War Thunder more regularly now, but I've got a lot of other stuff to get recorded first, so it's going to be maybe a week, probably, before I actually hit the ground with War Thunder videos itself. But, however, even though we can't exactly grindfest the Italian tree just yet, we do have a few other planes that we could possibly get our hands on. The British tree is mostly still the same as it was beforehand. You know, they added the Lincoln, which is pretty interesting. It's a Lancaster with a 20 millimeter, well, with Hispano turrets. So, you know, immediately good, because cannon turrets destroy literally everything. It's just that so few planes actually have them that it doesn't really actually matter. But you have that. The Russians, I don't think the Russians actually got anything new. Well, aside from the Tu-14, which is just the IL-28, but slightly different. But it's made by Tupolev, damn it! It's different! It's original! It's new! The Germans, in terms of aircraft, well, didn't get fucking anything. They just, like, they got the HE, well, that. It's basically just an HE 112 and 109 hybrid, as far as I can tell. And the Americans, well, the Americans got the interesting things here. See, all the way down here, this wonderful plane, this the PB4Y2 Privateer. What's a privateer? Well, a privateer is a Navy Liberator with an extra dorsal turret, and these really futuristic side blisters. Look at this fucking thing. This is a low-altitude patrol bomber. Basically, you take off from an airfield, and then you go harass the ever-loving shit out of anything you can find. A marauding beach boy. I have music for this. I have romanticism for this. I can get behind this. I may be getting on this. However, in addition to that, there are also a lot of tanks thrown out here. So, the two biggest additions would be, well, the T-95E1, which is a very interesting sort of machine, because, if I remember correctly, it does have composite armor. This is also something that this is a vehicle I believe that Wargaming has specifically avoided putting in for some apparent reason. But if I remember correctly, there is a modification of it put in the game, but it's an event vehicle only, so it's not exactly something you're going to see in the game very regularly. And also, the other thing is the M60A2, which, well, the majority of people will know as the Starship. My favorite comedy American vehicle. Why? Because it has a 152mm gun that also fires anti-tank missiles. What's not to like? See, look at this. It also has smoke grenades because they added that. But the 152 gun, you get your heat with fucking 345mm of penetration. Yeah, fucking high explosive, which will basically explode anything your heat can't penetrate, which is very few things. And then, of course, just in case you needed something to penetrate even more, you have a 431 penetration shillelagh missile. What's not to like about this vehicle? But however, that's a very long grind. We have to, it's actually after the T-95, which is actually hilarious. I expected it to be in the medium tanks, because, you know, M60 and whatnot, but that's really funny. However, because of that, as you can see here, we're gonna have to actually unlock a lot of things in order to actually just even get up there. Because there isn't a stated, well, there isn't a complete line here. It's very, very touch and go. And I'm also tantalizingly close to the M6. I never fucking researched this. I pretty much stopped playing tanks almost immediately after they came out. I got my fill with the M4105 and basically just stopped playing. And then, well, of course, to say nothing of my beautiful, beautiful T-35. Look at it. The Berlin Express is still here. It waits. It stalks in the background. However, there's nothing we can use it for right now. So, aside if we wanted, you know, comedy Russian cars with AA guns in them. But honestly, there isn't really anything, or a Shelka. We could get a Shelka. That's something I kind of want. But, there really isn't anything shocking or amazing I want out of the Russian tree, which is really sad. But, well, that's about it. The Germans, I don't think the Germans actually got, I think the German, what did they get? They got, alright, the Puma. Of course. That's what the Germans got this patch. The Puma. They got one thing, and it's basically the thing that everybody's been fucking screeching for forever. Because, well, it's the Puma. It's one of those incredibly, immediately recognizable swag vehicles. So, but that's it. Well, that's a rank 1, so we can also get that too. But in terms of in terms of down the line stuff, there really isn't anything that I specifically enjoy. It's down to the gameplay in War Thunder Tanks. I don't necessarily enjoy it altogether, or rather, I don't enjoy it most of the time. There are places where I do, but it's not something I really found myself routinely wanting to play, mainly because of the instant kill, essentially because of the instant kill situation, which in some cases allows me to act aggressively, but also stops me from acting aggressively, because if I poke out of cover at the wrong time, I will get instantly killed. So, realistically speaking, because it's more realistic, it actually exacerbates the problems with passive play that I have in World of Tanks, which is completely unrealistic, but devolves into the same situation anyway. So, that's not necessarily why I don't necessarily like tanks. However, I will make exceptions for specific vehicles. Probably the Starship. I think we're going to have a grindfest for the Starship. I think that is something we'll do in the future, because I do want the Starship. It's eccentric enough that I want the damn thing. It's even if I don't actually enjoy War Thunder tanks, that's probably the one tank that I want to have at Era 5. And also because Armored Warfare is basically dead now, so, we're never going back to that. That actually introduced me to loving the Starship in general. But, now we have a chance to play it somewhere where it's actually, well, probably pretty effective, and, well, a little bit more realistic. It's probably going to stay around a little longer. But, well, I suppose that ties it up for me, then. Those are some of my future plans. If you guys actually have any, I don't know, any specific ideas, or, you know, if you like any of these ideas in particular, let me know. We're probably going to, well, I'm probably going to get back to recording other things that I have on the table right now before I come back in to consider But I think what we're going to start with is getting the PB4Y, because that's simple enough. It's one plane. I have plenty of grind planes that I can get for that. It's going to be a very short grind fest, just so we can get back in here. And also, on a fun note, when I came up with the idea, well, the concept of a grind fest, I was actually thinking about doing it in War Thunder originally. It's just that there wasn't anything I could really play. And then Armored Warfare basically was like, hey, why don't you go play, why don't you grind for, comedy vehicles? It was something to do. But now it seems like we're back here. So what we're going to do is sometime next week, I'm going to sit down and I'm going to grind for the PB4. And then sometime in the future, once I get established or ahead of my work otherwise, I think we're going to go for the Starship. So those are my immediate plans for War Thunder. So if you like me playing War Thunder, well, there you go. And also, going without saying, once they actually release the entire fucking Italian tree, we'll also go do that. But that's it for me today. Thank you for joining me on this little, I suppose, outing for these new and exciting Italian planes, most of which we cannot play right now, but that's beside the point. We got a bit of a preview. We got a bit of a taste. But I have been your wonderful host, Fontaman, and I'll see you next time.